Oh my God, can't even cope.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Can't Even Cope.
Oh, well, turn that up.
I know. I feel like a pop star tonight because I'm holding my microphone rather than because I snapped my fucking stand, so I'm holding it. But I feel like I could yeah. Anyway,
Maybe she's born with it.
maybe she's gone with it. It feels no, it doesn't feel like what kind of feels like, but I feel like I'm holding like a really big dildo, like, and it's
My God.
really heavy. But I was actually thinking about this before. Um, I've seen like dildos before that are like this big. How do people use them?
I don't know, but I remember at that party once. Do you remember? It wasn't a party. It was like the after the funeral. Do you remember?
Oh
After a
yes,
funeral thing, and that
yeah.
and that guy used to date came out with that big black double-ended dildo.
There's a video
He's
of
like
him.
throwing it at
Yeah,
people.
there's a video of him like he's holding it. He's in his car and he's holding it on the like outside on the windscreen wipers, and the windscreen wipers are going, and he's like like that.
Super confident though, eh? He
I
didn't give a
know,
shit what anyone thought.
not at all. Like so funny. Anyway, fucking hell, already off track. So I'm Kate Teresa. You guys know that. I'm with good old Puby Ruby Ruby Puby again.
Whoa, is that how we're going to start the show on anxiety? We're going to talk about nicknames?
I'm sorry. We're with Rubes. Hey Rubes.
Hi.
So we're going to talk about anxiety. And do you know what I actually thought was real funny as well? Because I literally say to you guys all the time, like, ask me any question, like any question about anything at all, my deepest, darkest secrets. And then everyone wants to know about anxiety. I'm like, really? Like, that's
We
what you
just
want
looked
to
up we just looked up the definition of anxiety too, didn't we? Because you were, I
Yeah.
don't think I have anxiety. And I can remember a few times you've been real. There's a difference, I suppose, between being anxious about things
Yeah.
and then being anxious all the time.
Yeah.
You know, like you might be a bit nervous about certain things, and then there's
Yeah.
people like me, and I worry about everything.
Everything. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hard.
And like, what a way to like live your life, right?
My baby's about 6 months old now, but I remember in the first 3 months, I was like, oh my God, like, am I doing a good job? Is the baby okay? And my partner
Yeah.
was like, your baby is fine, and it's because you never relax. Like
Yeah.
you never relax. You're like, is
Yeah.
she breathing? Is she warm enough? And I'm like, yeah, but do you know how exhausting that is? Never relaxing. I'm
Yeah.
never relaxed.
Yeah.
You know that about me.
I just I feel for people that like you that are like that, because I just couldn't imagine living my fucking life like that. Like I
It's
just feel like it's
exhausting.
so stressful and exhausting and draining. But um it was really funny. So like we were having a conversation before and I was like, I just think people like use anxiety as an excuse. And I actually I was like, I'm gonna look up the actual definition of it. And I was like, I feel like this kind of goes against what I was saying. But anxiety, it says on Google, is a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease about something with an uncertain outcome. And I'm like,
Mm.
well, yeah, I feel like that, often, but I feel like that's just being human. But okay, this is like my view on it. Oh my God, I just had the biggest mind blank. I was like going to say this really wise. Oh, here we go. Okay. Holy shit.
We got it, we're back.
Okay, we're back. So I think that, and this is, I feel like this relates to like what you were just saying about how you worry about everything and can't relax and you're just like constantly thinking about this shit. I think that like anxiety comes because you're too focused on either the past or the future. So you're not like living in the moment and being present, and you're so busy worrying about like what could go wrong, or what if this happens, or oh my God, I said that, or I did that, or is that going to affect this, or you're actually living in the past, which you can't fucking change, or you're living in the future, which is never going to come. The future is always going to be in the future. But if you can find a way to focus on like what can I do right now in this minute that's going to make things better, like that changes everything.
Yeah, so what I do in like a catatonic state,
What?
like when I'm like real manic about it,
Okay.
like I'm having like an episode,
Yeah.
I'll call it,
Yeah.
is I think, what's the worst thing that's going to happen?
Yeah.
What's the worst thing?
Yeah.
And usually I can talk myself out of it by by the worst thing not being that bad.
Yeah, which is
You
a
know,
really great thing to do.
it's hard to do, but that's how I sort of talk myself out of it.
Yeah.
But my problem is this is going to happen. And if this happens,
Yeah.
then I'm going to say this. But then if that
Yeah.
happens, I'll say that. And I'm constantly thinking of what I'm going to say. I don't know how
Yeah.
to explain it.
Yeah, you're like this, like you're like
I
rehearsing,
rehearse things, yeah.
which is terrible. Like you just can't enjoy life like that. No wonder you don't fucking relax, Ruby. Oh my goodness.
I was explaining it to you before, like I'll be at a party,
Yeah.
and I'll be sitting there not saying anything. And I've had a lot of people say to me that when they first met me, they thought I was a bitch because I'm just
Yeah.
sitting there,
Yeah.
staring at them. And I'm sitting there thinking. So I'm thinking, I need to go toilet, but what if I get up and I trip over
Yeah.
and everybody laughs at me?
Yeah.
Why are you rubbing your hands like that together? That looks weird. Put your hands on your lap. Well, that's unnatural. Move them somewhere else. That's what I'm thinking. And honestly, it's exhausting.
That was exactly why I don't smoke marijuana, because marijuana makes me feel like that.
So I used to, I don't anymore, but I used to back in the day because that stopped me overthinking. That's how I used to go to sleep. Because I would lie in bed at night thinking about that fucking chick that pushed me over in Form 3 when we were playing soccer. And that's what keeps me awake at night.
Oh my God.
I used to have a hit list in my head when I was younger.
Did you?
Like people I was sure I was going to murder.
Oh my God. That is madness.
Yeah. And it comes back to that thing I told you about when we talked about bullying a few episodes ago. Remember? And I said, I thought about that chick and I thought about her every day. And then I finally met her and she didn't know who I was.
Yeah. So you spent like so many years, like wasted time, and that bitch didn't even know who you were.
No. Exhausting.
So exhausting. But like, when I say that people use it as an excuse, like I don't judge people for feeling like they have anxiety, because I've definitely been there. And like when you were saying before, like what anxiety actually is, I was like, oh my God, I don't sleep at night because my brain, but it's not really anxiety, but it's more like, oh, I wonder when I'll achieve that goal. Okay, what do I need to do to make this happen?
I wish I thought that.
Like, oh my God, I'm hungry. Shall I get up and have a snack, or should I just try and go to bed? I feel like maybe there's a little bit of wee in my bladder. Maybe I should get up and go for a wee. What if I don't go for a wee though? I might have a nightmare, because I think you pee out your nightmares. That's like literally the shit that goes on in my head at night, and I cannot sleep.
That to me is overthinking, which I think is like another form of anxiety, because I am the biggest overthinker.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I've thought that me and my friends have been in a massive fight, and because they haven't texted me, and then they text me and they're like, "Hey man, what's going on?" I'm like, "It's been a horrible night." But sometimes, my overthinking has got me. I've thought that things are going to happen, and because I've been prepared for them when they happen.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
because I'm always worst case scenario kind of person.
I mean, that is good in some situations, but how often has that helped you? Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine just like going through every day. Imagine going through every day and just being like, I want to read this to you. I wrote this yesterday or the day before, and it's like I kind of wrote it to like, sometimes oh my God, what was that?
You're giving me anxiety, man.
Have you ever had a dream that you could.
I'm having anxiety just trying to say this sentence.
It's like my kid when he was trying to tell me a story.
Yeah. Oh my God. Fuck. Okay. I'm so sorry about that, guys. Anyway, let me get to it. So sometimes I'll like write things or save like pictures of quotes and stuff to like look at if I'm having like a shit time. Anyway, I thought I'll write my life mottos out, and like the mottos that I like live my life by, because these have like changed and transformed my life and my mindset on so many levels. Because like I used to be a person that would like overthink and stress about everything and worry about everything, and like be worried if I'm like looking like a dick or say the wrong thing or whatever. So I just feel like if everybody actually lived by this would help with your anxiety, because it definitely helped with mine. Okay, most of them anyway. I'm just going to read them all. Mottos to live by Kate Teresa. Just joking. I didn't write that. Okay,
self-promotion is good.
If it's not a fuck yes, it's a no. What's meant for me will always be mine. That is something that like I just find so empowering, because it's like, if everything that's meant for me is going to be mine, what do I need to worry about? Like, no matter what happens, whether it's good or bad, you know, or I make a mistake or whatever, like that is all leading me to exactly where I'm meant to be and to exactly what I'm meant to have. Why would I worry? Like, I just embrace it and go with it and just like roll with it. You know what I mean? Like, I just find it really helpful.
Well, I think you definitely don't have anxiety then, because you know, like if you've got anxiety, you can't stop that little voice in your head.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there are some times, and you've seen me when I'm like, if I go out for a drink or if I go out and I'm like on fire. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm being real funny, I'm real confident, I'm like having a great time. And then there's other times I'll just sit there and not say a word.
Yeah.
And that's when I'm having a good time like that, it's because I'm not listening
to that
voice in my head.
Yeah.
Usually I can drown it out with a couple of vodkas.
Yeah.
Shut up, bitch.
Do you know what? I actually named my voice Gertrude. Gertrude, yeah. And then I just say like, fuck off, Gertrude. I know what you're trying to do to me. And guess what? It's not going to work, bitch. You can fuck off now. No shit. I did that for a while and really
she's
helped.
Really mean. What is that voice? Like, I'd really be interested. We should do like a little, what is it?
So, okay, if anyone really struggles with this, listen to or buy the book, The Chimp Paradox, because it's all about, they call it like this chimp on your shoulder. So my chimp was Gertrude, right? Everyone's got a chimp that like tells you all the shit that you don't need to hear and it's not going to help you. Like everyone's got one. So like if you do struggle.
What is it?
Chimp Paradox.
But what is it?
I don't know.
Give us a quick rundown.
Well, I haven't actually read it.
Oh.
Because
oh my God.
Okay, I have had people in my life that have read it and highly recommend it because, okay, I already sorted out Gertrude. I don't need to read it. But I've recommended it to people before that and it's really helped them because like most people have the chimp on their shoulder. I don't know what it is. Your ego? I don't know.
Ego?
So your ego, you don't know much about your ego. Your ego is like all the negative shit. So like the voice that tells you that you're doesn't serve you. Yeah, that's your ego.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to come up with a name.
Yeah, do it and make it a really ugly, hideous name.
Okay.
Because then when you picture her as well, you'll picture some like disgusting whore. And then you'll just be fine. Okay. The next one. We get what we need, not what we want. And this is another one as well that I really fucking live by, because how often have you, and I know this has definitely happened for me, but you know me and you know how like strong my dreams and desires are and how like I want everything, like it's so clear in my mind, but like you don't always get what you fucking want and like nothing seems to go to plan. Like I might get there in the end, but the journey and the destination to get there never goes the way that I actually envision it to go. So like knowing that like I'll get what I need, which is going to help me, even if it's not what I want at the time, it makes sense down the line. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's kind of like, this is totally not the same, but sort of like when I read this, because I don't believe in star signs, but when I read because I still read it, when I read my star sign and I'm like, oh yeah, like that's going to happen. And then it happens later, but it's not what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's not that one.
Yeah.
But you know,
yeah,
I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Okay. It always this is more like an affirmation, but it always turns out better than I imagined. So think about a time that like you've wanted something and then kind of like what I was just talking about, it doesn't go the way that you imagine, but then on the other end, something even more amazing happens and you're like, this is actually way better than what I wanted anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like,
yeah, I do.
How many times has that happened in your life? And also another thing I want to say is like, how many times has shit hit the fan in your life and you've fucking handled it?
Well, you have to handle it, don't you?
We just do that. That's what we do naturally. So like, if you're constantly like overthinking and worrying about like, you know, what's going to happen or what if this happens, well, like you'll fucking handle it because you always do, because you're a fucking boss and you've handled every single situation that's ever come into your life. So why would any other situation be any different? Like, why is my nose so runny right now?
I don't know. I thought that was just what the style you were going for. Like.
No, I'm like, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I've been fine for like my whole life, and then I jump in here, and it's like, hello, maybe it's Gertrude trying to make an appearance. Okay.
You go.
So also, nothing is permanent, and this is something that's like,
except tattoos.
Well, I mean, yes and no, because now there's tattoo removal. So I would say
I don't want
permanent.
my tattoos. I want to get rid of this one on my wrist. And then I watched a video of someone getting rid of one. I was like, I can stay.
Oh, because of the pain?
Yeah.
I'm definitely the same. Like, I've got some atrocious tattoos on my body, and I'm like, like, it's just not a priority right now. When I say it's not a priority, it's like I'm actually a little bitch and I'm terrified.
Super low pain tolerance. I'll never forget when you got that tattoo on Bogans, and I remember on the shorts, all they showed when you were getting that tattoo was you going, the whole time.
I know. Oh my God. I'll post it. I'll post it when I edit this video.
Yeah, do.
Because and it's funny as well because they cut to me saying, like, literally, I'll play it for you guys, but they cut to me saying,
don't reckon heaps of girls make like sex noises like when they're in pain? I'm pretty sure I do it. Oh my God.
Just as a drawn and exhausted Kate is beginning to resemble the image on her leg, it seems the end is thigh.
Oh my God, I feel like crying. I feel so happy right now.
I'm like, oh my God, but I edited it like
anxiety.
that. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, so nothing is permanent. So like, if nothing is permanent, whatever you're going through right now, whatever you're feeling right now, whatever's going on in your head right now, whatever the dialogue is, like, nothing is permanent and things can change so fast. So you're not like stuck in this place forever. And another saying I like is, unless your feet are cemented into the ground, you're not fucking stuck. And you're not a tree, so fucking move.
Just make like a tree and leaf.
Yeah. Make like an apple and crumble.
What? Oh my God.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that's a real good one.
Make like a Tom and Cruise.
Oh, I'm going to use that one. Make like a banana and split.
What about... Sorry, wait. Make like a bald man and get out of... Let's make like a bald man and get out of here.
Oh my God, I'm using that too. These are great. I love cheesy lines like that. I'm a big cheesy person.
Yeah, I know you are.
I like the cheese.
Okay, something's happening to me. My eyes are so itchy and watery, and my nose is running. I don't know what's happening to me right now. And then I have another one. Wait, what was the one that I just said? Make like a bald man and get out of here. Make like a baby and head out.
That's great.
It's a good one. That's my favorite.
I love cheesy stuff. So I was having a little look because when you do have sort of, anxiety, you think that you're like, I remember I was talking to a doctor once and I said, I just feel like every time I walk into a room, everybody's staring at me.
Yeah.
And because I have low self-esteem anyway, you're always like, oh, is my face at the right angle, because I know from this angle it looks like shit. So, and I remember telling her about it. It's awful. And I remember telling her about it, and she said, I said, everyone's staring at me. And she said, I know it feels like that, but honestly, most of the time people are usually just thinking about themselves. And that was the best bit of advice I ever got, because when I'm like, okay, oh my God, they're all looking at me, I'm like, no, they're thinking about themselves. They're thinking about themselves. And that's how I sort of...
It's so true, because like,
pull myself out of that.
They probably feel exactly the same as you do. They're all going and they're going, everyone's looking at me. Everyone's looking at me. Like, no one gives a shit. And if you think about like when you go into
and
you don't give a shit what anyone else is doing.
No. Unless I've had a couple of drinks and I'm super judgy. I'm like, let's sit out the front and judge people together.
Oh, people watch. I like to people watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also, I just wanted to quickly touch on this because I did a little research. I looked up anxiety because there is this anxiety where life is a mess, anxiety and your brain is mungled. Yeah. And then this anxiety was like, I've got anxiety, like on TikTok doing dances about how you have anxiety. Yeah. Okay. And I get really annoyed about how it sort of turned into a trend to have anxiety, because if you really have anxiety, it's not fun.
No, and it's like you actually physically can't really function or like leave the house or
it's
be social or
exhausting.
anything.
And I haven't left the house in so long now because I've had the baby that I'm like, oh, do I want to, like it's been so long now that when I go into town, it's like an ordeal. I have to, pull myself to anyway. Yeah. So I looked it up, and 1 in 4 New Zealanders, so 1 in 4 will be affected by an anxiety disorder at some stage of their life at any one time. So you're in a room with 8 people. 2 of those people have got some sort of an anxiety disorder.
Yeah. Crazy, eh?
Yeah. 15% of the population. That's huge.
Yeah. Like at one point in my life, like maybe like 4 years ago now, maybe a little bit longer, I got diagnosed with like severe depression, right? And like their first instinct was like, take these antidepressants. And I was like, I fucking refuse. I will not do that. Like I just trusted my gut. My gut was like, do not do that. So instead I opted for like I actually need a tissue. Like this is just getting
well, while you're sorting yourself out, I'll tell you my little experience with that same doctor.
I don't have a tissue anyway.
Use your sleeve. We're in New Zealand. So when I was talking to that doctor about anxiety, she prescribed me some antidepressants, but it was anxiety, which didn't make sense. Yeah. And I thought, oh, whatever, I'll just try them. So they lasted 3 days, and this is why I think people should be really careful about because I think there is a case for people to have medication when they've got depression. For some people it works because there is a chemical imbalance in the brain. Right. Like I know people with manic and they have to be medicated or they're mental. So they gave me these things for depression. So I had it on the first day and I didn't notice anything. It was fine. The second day I had it, it was like, whatever, day 2. Day 3, because they say to take it at the same time every day. Yeah. Day 3, at around the same time, because I've got the mind of a goldfish, I started feeling real funny and my heart started beating really fast and I started feeling real anxious. And I was like, oh, that's right, I've got to take my pill. And I ran to get the pill and then I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. I never used to feel like that.
You're like having anxiety over the fact that you have anxiety.
No, my body was having a reaction because I was having withdrawals or something. I don't know what it was.
That shit is
but I raced to get the pill and then I realized, whoa, I've never felt like that. That's giving me extra anxiety. Yeah. So I stopped taking it and I've never taken it again. And I don't even think I needed to take it because I just took it to try it. But
there's just so many ways you can manage it. Like, obviously in some severe cases, like you said, there's actually like a chemical imbalance, but like majority of the time you can manage the shit on your own. I was diagnosed with severe depression. Like I could have easily just gone down that road and, even though
being your story.
Yeah. Like back in the day, like, I was pretty fucked and I, wouldn't mind taking the odd tramadol codeine, but like something inside me was like, do not go down that road. And so I chose to, stop drinking. I started eating better. What's that?
Alcohol's a big, I think, thing about it.
Alcohol is a fucking depressant. Like, it's a depressant.
Except tequila.
And then people accept tequila. We love tequila. And I know people that like drink quite often and then they'll like be feeling so precious and fragile the next day and they'll be like feeling real down in the dumps and then they get like depressed and then they're like, oh babe, I'm just not feeling good about myself. I'm like, you just have been drinking all night. It's a depressant and now you're wondering why you feel depressed.
Yeah.
Like it's actually insane that like people don't make that like connection. Anyway, so I stopped drinking. I stopped doing drugs as well. That was obviously another one. And like sorted out, like I just started eating healthier. Like I started, listening to more positive like books and audios and like hanging around people that like made me feel good. And over time, like it wasn't like it just happened overnight, but over time it changed so much. What are you doing?
I was trying to hint to you that your mic was making a funny noise.
I know, but I don't know how to stop it. I'm trying to hold it real still. What about I hold it like this?
I was trying to do baby shark across the thing with my mic to let you know.
No, I noticed what I was like. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me just.
That's better.
Okay. Anyway, so it was a process, but like, honestly, if you are like going through this shit right now and you're like, I don't know what to do, like, I don't know where to start, invest in your health. Like I promise, and it might sound like you might, because I know for some people that just seems like the last thing that you would like be the connection. But if you invest in your health, that will be such a game changer. Like, start being active, like go for a walk, a couple of times a week, drink more water, like, eat more healthier foods, and, actually put the right shit in your body, and like cut out things that, even have like 30 days off caffeine or 30 days off sugar, and, give yourself some goals and set yourself some goals to like achieve over the next month, and just see how you feel. Because I had no fucking idea that was like the root cause of all my issues. Basically was like, I mean, it sounds stupid. It's like, I didn't realize drugs and alcohol and shitty food was like making me depressed, but I didn't know that.
But why, when you say to people, oh, you should eat healthy or drink healthier, why is that something to laugh at anyway? Like, it's not funny.
No, it's like,
why don't you eat better? And your body is
empowering, and it's good for you, and it makes you feel good, and it's your gut health. Your gut sorts itself out, and like everything is linked to our guts, and if we have an unhealthy gut, we have an unhealthy everything. So like when you sort your gut out, it's like a fucking game changer for sure.
And I was talking to, because when I first had my baby, I went and got a hair test done, just because she had a bit of a bellyache, and I knew that some foods were intolerant. And she came and talked to me, my like I don't think it was a naturopath, but it was like, some health person, and she said, cut out sugar, because sugar inflames your brain, and that is what gives you anxiety. It's an inflamed brain.
Crazy.
I mean, I didn't stop eating sugar, but the information was handy.
Yeah. I love that. I didn't actually listen, but it was good to know.
I just had a baby and I'm breastfeeding, and sugar was my only good thing in my life.
Yeah. No, I get that. But yeah, and it's like as simple as just, do one thing at a time. Like, okay, cut caffeine out for 30 days or like 10 days, or be like, okay, I'm going to cut out like dairy for 10 days. Dairy was like a massive thing for me.
I did that, and that was real hard for me.
Yeah.
I love milk.
Oh, I love cheese. I love anything cheesy.
Oh my God.
Except peanuts.
Oh, bro.
Oh, sorry for that image.
Have you ever seen it? I've only ever heard about it. Have you ever seen dick cheese?
No, because that's probably something that they need to go see their doctor about.
Oh, I never heard of it before.
My stomach's making really weird noises, and I have a really good mic. I wonder if it's picking it up.
I was like, it's because you're thinking about dick cheese and you're
thinking about, oh, fucking hell. Anyway.
No, it's the cord banging anyway.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, guys. There's going to be some weird noises going on just because until I get my mic stand, so just going to have to like bear with me. I'm doing my best. I'm holding my hand real still. But okay, what I also want to like say, and this is kind of more of like a I guess more of like a spiritual, not like a spiritual thing.
Oh, I thought you were doing peace.
Peace. No, like it's more like a mindset type thing, and kind of like more around energy. So like this is just something that it's something that's really helped me, and kind of like the direction I've gone in my life. Like I just think that our energy is everything, and like, I'm all about the law of attraction, but like what they say, what you focus on expands. So like, for example, focus on shit, you're going to get more shit. Focus on the good shit, you're going to get more good shit. And it sounds super simple, but it's true. Like if you think about, like, even say you like wake up in the morning and you stub your toe, and then it fucks you off, and you're like, ow, that fucking hurt. And then like your day just like kind of spirals. Whereas like if I do something in the morning that like I drop something, or, something happens, I actually just like I'm aware of it, and I'm like, right, I just did that. Like, I don't want my day to spiral. So just like, especially if say I bang my foot, or like bang something, because I do that shit all the time. And I like literally opened the door on my head the other day, like my car door. And I just like actually just sit there and like kind of like, yeah, that fucking hurt. That was not pleasant. Holy shit. And then I just like get through it, and then I'm like, cool, I can move on now. And because that shit, like your attitude and your energy towards everything is how like that determines your whole life. So like if you are focused on the fact that you have anxiety, you're like, I struggle with anxiety. Like I can't do this because I have anxiety. I can't do that because I have anxiety. I can't do that because I have anxiety. You're going to keep having anxiety, and you're going to keep not being able to do all these things you want to do. Whereas if you were like, what can I do? Like ask yourself better questions. What can I do today? Or what are the choices I can make today that are going to help me have a better day today, that are going to help me have a better life? Like ask yourself better questions rather than focusing on the shit. So focus on shit, get more shit, focus on the good shit.
And just going back to when you said, when you stub your toe, you can be like, oh, have a bad day. Also, when you're in a bad mood because you stubbed your toe, you're being shitty to other people because you're in a bad mood, and that's going to ruin their day.
Exactly.
And it's like a chain of just ruining everyone's day.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, just quickly before we finish, I just want to I had a couple of people message in, obviously, and I don't want to miss some of these questions. So hang on a sec, let me just find it. Right, someone said, did your anxiety significantly lower once you stopped drinking and doing drugs? Oh yeah,
I've answered that.
Yeah, I definitely, yes, 100%. Like if you are someone that struggles with anxiety and you're drinking and you're doing drugs, have a break and see how you feel, because I guarantee you'll feel a lot better.
Yeah. I'm not drinking or doing anything though at the moment, and I'm still super anxious.
Yeah, I think you just need to you need to focus on the dialogue that goes on in your head and try and change it, because
the dialogue at the moment is all around the baby, I think.
Yeah.
The baby, because someone asked me if I wanted to have any more, and I was like, look, babies are great, I love them, but I don't think mentally my psyche could handle, I would just lie awake in the cot at night just staring at her, and I'd fall asleep because I was exhausted, and I'd wake and quickly check her breathing again. Just constantly checking to see. Even when I'm driving in the car, I'm like to my son, is she alive? Can you just check, is she breathing? He's like, Mom, just trust me, she's alive.
Yeah. Oh, I just want you to start enjoying your life every day a bit more, rather than stressing. Listen to the Chimp Paradox anyway. I feel like
I'm going to read that now, and I'll let you know how it goes. I'll tell you
all
about it.
Well, anyway, we're going to wrap it up there, but basically focus on good shit, focus on gratitude, stop focusing on all this shit, and just watch the dialogue that goes on in your head every day. And also something that really helps is do shit that you enjoy every single day. Actually put shit into your calendar that you can look forward to and things that you can enjoy, because that's also a massive, massive game changer. You want to enjoy life and find ways to be present, because if you're living in the past and freaking out about the future, you're going to continue to have anxiety.
And I think the number one bit of advice you've given me is I'm going to name the chimp on my shoulder.
Your fucking chimp.
You should write a book. Name your chimp.
Yeah, name your chimp.
Honestly, I'd buy it.
Okay. Let me know what you name your chimp, and everyone that's listening, message me and tell me what your chimp's called, and I will post it on my story, because I can't wait to hear what everyone's chimps are.
And then feral name you can think of.
Yeah, the most feral, disgusting, ugliest piece of trash garbage name you could ever think of. And then we'll just keep telling them to fuck off. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Love you. Bye.
Even cope.